Hey guys, welcome to my kitchen. I'm Monique Bradley. Welcome to today's episode of Tasty Healthy Fast. This is where I get to show you guys some great, interesting, healthy fast food, which tastes like takeout, but the best part is it's nutritionally great for you. For those of you following a low carb lifestyle like me, it meets those goals. This food is low in calories, high in nutrition, and most importantly, it's super, super tasty. Now, if we haven't met before, I'm Monique. I've lost over 40 kilos in weight and completely transformed my life and my health and even my mindset. And now I follow a really healthy eating plan. And today I'm super excited because I'm going to introduce you guys to a really delicious vegetable. Now, if you haven't seen it before, it's called kailan, also known on the internet as Chinese broccoli. This is super tasty, and what I love about it too is that not only is it really nutritionally dense, you can eat the whole lot of it, the leaves, those beautiful flowers on the end, which I think are super pretty, as well as the stalks. You can find these in your local supermarket. These are grown here in New Zealand, thanks to my lovely friends at the Fresh Grower out in Pukekohe. You should be able to find them nationwide, and the great thing is they make a wonderful base for today's dish. What I love too is that you can also replace it with the sweet stem broccoli there that you just saw in that image. But this one in particular, kailan, has a really, I think it has a really delicious flavor, and that's what really adds to this dish. The great thing is when you use really good quality food, and by the way, I'm just going to chop the ends off here. When you use great food, you don't have to, number one, spend a lot of money. You can work out what fits within your budget. At the same time too, when you're eating nutritionally dense food, you are less likely, just pop those there for the minute, you are less likely to actually end up with cravings. So for those of you who are trying to lose weight, which has been my journey for 25 years, what I find is the more nutritionally dense food I eat, the less likely I am to crave those salty things or those sweet things, because my body has everything it needs to function optimally. So that's basically all you need to do. Give it a good wash, of course, to your kailan. If you want to have a look at it online, look for kailan or gailan. That's another way that they pronounce it online. And if you're in your supermarket, this is what you want to look for. Fresh Grower, made here in New Zealand, beautiful, or grown here. I'll just open that pack up so you can actually see the name there. Take a screenshot of that name if you can see that. There we go. K-A-I-L-A-A-N. And when I cook this, because seriously, this will cook in like 5 minutes. When I cook this, I'll tell you the health benefits as well. First of all, hi everybody watching. Hi there. Oh, Bobby Joe, good to see you. Abby Leaf, great to see you guys. While I'm live, by the way, if you've got any questions at all, send them on through. This dish is going to be super fast, so it'll probably be done before you even get a chance to get your questions answered. Okay, so the first thing I need to do is I've got 2 saucepans today. I'm actually going to cook 2 dishes separately. I'm going to cook my meat separately from my vegetables, purely because I want them to have 2 different flavors. And you've got an option with this dish as well. So for people who might be vegan or vegetarian, you've got a really delicious vegetarian or vegan dish that you can serve them, or you can have it as a beautiful side dish with anything. That's one recipe. And then today I'm also going to show you how to make a beautiful hot beef that goes perfectly with this dish. If you can't tell, I'm actually drooling a little because it's so, so delicious. So what I've got in here, last night I went to the supermarket and I just picked up some schnitzel meat. By the way, recipe, my website, moniquebradley.tv, it's already loaded there onto the front page. So this doesn't have to be too expensive either. I went and found some schnitzel. You could use some steak if you prefer. Look, you could even try the same recipe with chicken if you're not a red meat fan. At the moment, my body's craving red meat, so I thought I'm going to cook some hot beef today. This is a little bit less than I would normally cook for 2 people. This is a really good 1-person serving. So I chopped up a piece of schnitzel and popped it into this bowl. And really, in the time that my pans are going to heat up, my whole marinade for the meat is going to be completely done. The key to making really good flavor with this, so I'm not going to use any salt and pepper to season it. I'm going to use a little bit of sesame oil as well, because I think it tastes beautiful with this dish. Actually, I'm going to pop a little bit more. And what I love about sesame oil is the aroma instantly hits you, and it's just so delicious and flavorsome. I'm going to pop in there. In the recipe, I think I said about 1/4 cup of soy sauce, so that is going to give me that yummy umami flavor with my beef. Actually, I'll pop a little bit more on there. Now, because I'm making this as a marinade, I don't want lots of kind of chunky stuff in there, so normally you cook this maybe with some onion. But I decided today I want to make this more like a paste. And I've written in the recipe that you can actually use, say, onion powder and garlic powder, but I prefer, where possible, to use the actual ingredients. So I'm actually going to grate up this onion, and a lot of people prefer grated onion over powdered because, you know, it's a real ingredient, it's as fresh as you can get. But at the same time, I've had people tell me that when they grate their onion, and garlic, they're less likely to get reflux. I don't know, could be an old wives' tale, who knows? Good to see you guys on the stream, by the way. Feel free to say hi and ask questions. So I've got just a teeny tiny little bit of onion in there, and of course that grates up to a tiny little paste. And I've had people saying, oh, that grater. I know, right? The grater is actually available on my website as well, moniquebradley.tv. I think it's something like $7.99, super cheap. And I do everything with it, desserts, everything. I'm gonna pop in here, I love garlic. So this hot beef kind of has a hot flavour without actual heat in there as well, which is something I really like. So I'm going to pop so there's no chilli in this recipe. There's some chilli on the kailan, but no chilli on this actual recipe. So there's my grated garlic. I might actually pop one more in there because, whoopsie, because I do love a bit of garlic in there. Pop one more in there. And then I'm going to add some ginger. And seriously, this is just, with that sesame oil, is just a magnificent flavour combination. Right, and of course, things like garlic and ginger, they're all fantastic. This is my ginger. If you don't know how to peel ginger, all you need to do is grab a teaspoon, use the edge of your teaspoon and peel all that outer brown skin. Ginger, garlic, onions, they're all fantastic for your immune system. So while you're eating something that's totally delicious, you're actually boosting your immune all at the same time. And kailan itself helps with that too, because kailan is loaded with vitamin C. So that's of course great for the immune system as well. Vitamin C also helps break down the iron that's in the red meat here, and that's what it turns the iron into a ferrous state, which is what can be absorbed by the body. So by adding a little bit of, you know, the kailan with the vitamin C, and kailan you've also got vitamin A, which is really good for the eyes, and you've got vitamin K, which is perfect for the, bone metabolism, I learnt. Crazy. Okay, so there's my marinade. My pans are heating up beautifully. Now, you can do this in advance, so you can actually pop all this recipe together like this, and you can leave it in your fridge for sort of half an hour before you go to cook it. Oh, seriously, the aroma. Now, if you've ever worked with stir-fried beef strips or anything like that, normally you would probably dip them in, say, corn flour or flour to keep that, you know, to give them a really nice coating and to keep all that flavour on there. I can't do that because my body isn't great with carbohydrates. So instead of having all those chunky pieces, I've tried to use the garlic and the onion. By grating it down, it forms more of a paste, so it sticks to the meat more easily. Well, that's how it's worked for me anyway. Okay, now with treating the kailan, all we're going to do is throw some oil into a pan with some chili and one of my garlic pieces right here. Better grab my trusty grater right here. Excellent, give it a bit of a wash. And we're just essentially going to fry up chili and garlic, and that's all we need with the kailan, which is beautiful. Okay, looking good, looking good. Heated up beautifully. Now, I don't want to add a lot of kailan either, so just add a little bit of oil there, probably a little bit too much. Olive oil, great for us. First thing I'm going to do also is add in my beautiful sizzling beef there. Excellent. And we do want it to really sizzle like that. That's looking good as well. First thing I'm going to do, of course, here, add in some chili flakes. Oh yeah, look at that dancing. Now I've got my settings of my pans on 9 o'clock, is it? So 3/4 of the heat. I'm going to grate in some garlic here. And in the same time, in the same time that it takes to cook, that's looking great. To cook my meat, it takes the same amount of time to cook my kailan. So, oh, chili, hello. And then pop it straight in there. And it really is that simple. So there's a lot of water content in this vegetable as well. So what's going to happen is it's going to partially steam. You can also add in a tiny bit of water. So essentially you're sauteing your gailan. Oh, my strips are looking fantastic. And what I love about this is really, you don't have to do a lot to it. So already, I know that's going to be fantastic. I'm going to pop a tiny bit of water in with my gailan there, just to give it a little bit of extra heat. Oh, hi Jet, you're watching today. Yum, I'm hungry now. Wish I'm there to eat the food you're cooking. Come on over, lady. And really, it is this quick. I'm just going to pop down my heat slightly there. And you want to keep your meat moving, really important. Oh, that's looking fantastic. So my meat is pretty much done. I'm just going to let it, whoopsie. The joys of a live demo, I throw everything everywhere. Let's pull that one out. Pull that one out. Looking good. Excellent. How are these babies looking? And you literally just have to do this to them. And that little bit of water and that little bit of oil is just going to cook them through perfectly. And they take probably about 3 minutes to cook. My beef is done. I've made a complete mess of my kitchen, but you know, I know you guys do the same thing at home. And we are nearly done. I mean, look at that. Looking beautiful. Okay, so this dish, as I mentioned, is super, super good for the immune system. Loads of health benefits, but what's even better is that it tastes good. So I'll just clean up my bench here for you guys. Beautiful. And that is lunch cooked. So let's serve this up. It really is this simple. So quick and so delicious that there's no excuse for you not to eat well. You just need to know what to do with it. So you really, I highly recommend you look out for this ingredient in the supermarket. It is a fantastic vegetable and it cooks really fast. You can steam it as well if that's what you prefer. I'm not a huge fan of steaming purely because I like things to have a little bit of crunch. Grab a handy towel and just tidy up my plate there. I want to have a little bit of crunch. I want it to be, you know, really super tasty, and I really, really love, you know, that garlic and ginger and, you know, all those flavors. We eat with our eyes too, so I'm going to make it look pretty. Oh yeah, that's looking, I mean, and when you cook it this way, because you cook it so fast, it will remain really firm, but at the same time, you've got all that delicious flavor, and the color is really beautiful as well. And we all know, you know, our mum said, eat your greens. So I think this is a really delicious way to do so. Oh no, this is amazing. So what's great too, because you're cooking this so fast, you're not, it doesn't go really tough. So sometimes schnitzel meat can go really, really tough, but this is just seriously delicious and amazing. And if I can cook this live on Facebook and YouTube and Periscope, if I can do that in just a couple of minutes, there is no excuse when you've got time at home, have to clean up the plate, there is no excuse for you not to be eating well when you can have something like this, which is restaurant quality. All you need is a couple of ingredients to make food really tasty and really, really fast. Just want to pull out that little bit because it doesn't look pretty. I'll just adjust it over. So there you go. This is my latest recipe. I really want you to check it out. Abby Leaf, you think that looks yum? I know, right? Here we go. The only other thing you might want to do is you might want to, over the top, little pepper, little salt. But to be fair, I think it's delicious just as it is. Do I need to turn it around this way for you guys? So you see, I think it looks a little prettier that way. Oh, there you go. Look at that. How's that? So that is my beautiful garlic kailan with that delicious, tasty hot beef. Done in what, 4 minutes, 5 minutes? So in the same time that it takes to cook your meat, your vegetables are done. But of course, the proof of the pudding is in the eating. Is that what they say? Or is in the tasting? First of all, I'm going to grab one of these. I want this one right here. How does it taste? And yes, you do eat the whole thing. Good. Oh, yeah. That is so good. A little piece of beef. Seriously, you guys need to try this. This is the most amazing dish. And not only is it tasty, you're getting a whole lot of nutrition in there, which is really good for your body. So if you're really interested in looking after your body and eating great food at the same time, get this recipe, MoniqueBradley.tv. Your body is going to love you for it. There's the website right there. Go and get it. 5 minutes to cook nutritional food that tastes good. Why wouldn't you? A big thank you to my wonderful friends at The Fresh Grower. Seriously, you guys grow the best food ever. I love what you do. And like Michael Pollan said, you know, to live a healthy life, all you need to do is eat more plants. So get amongst it, give this a try. You are going to love yourself, your life, and your body. Your family will love this dish too. It really is that tasty. Time for me to head away because lunch is served and it is so good. So I better go. Nice to see you guys on today's live stream. A big thank you to The Fresh Grower for these amazing vegetables. And also a shout out to my producer and director, Pete Ward, who helps me do all these live streams every day. I could not do it without him. So a big thanks to Pete. Time to go. Nice to see you guys. And get the recipe, MoniqueBradley.tv. See you next time. Bye.